We talked about the full touch MPE keybed. We talked about the morphee pad. We talked about the pitch bend wheel and the mod wheel. We've talked about the ARP section, and then we talked about the morphing between sounds as well as the glide. Oh, and the slider. All right. What's up, everybody? It's Julius D. Berry with Majestic Studios, and today we're going to talk about the performance controls on the Arturia Polybrute 12. There's several different ways that you can modify your sounds or modulate your sounds while performing live or while you're recording, and just wanted to kind of go over those and let you guys see them. So if that's something that you're interested in, let's get going. Okay, so with the Polybrute 12, there are several different things that really caught my attention that were very interesting as far as the keyboard was concerned. One of the things that caught my attention the most was the keybed. Now, while a lot of keyboards these days have aftertouch, not a lot of keyboards have polyphonic aftertouch. Now, what the difference is regular aftertouch, when you press down on your keys, it's going to trigger aftertouch for all the notes that you have pressed at that exact moment that you trigger the aftertouch. So it's not per individual key. But with the Polybrute 12, the aftertouch is triggered per key. So while you could play a chord like this, if you were to trigger aftertouch with this key alone, it would not affect these keys here. Now I'm going to trigger aftertouch with just this G. And now this C. So you see, polyphonic aftertouch is a lot more powerful than monophonic aftertouch. But not only does the Polybrute 12 have polyphonic aftertouch, it also has something called full touch MPE technology. And what that does, or what's different about that than regular aftertouch, is just generally when you trigger your aftertouch, it's going to trigger the effect immediately upon press of the keys when you initiate the aftertouch. But with the full touch MPE technology, you have the full range of the key to trigger or modify or trigger modulation sources as far as your aftertouch is concerned. Like this, watch. So you see, it triggered in just a little bit, but the harder I press the key, so with that, you can have a little bit of aftertouch or you can have a whole lot of aftertouch. It's really cool. I also want to let you guys know that this keyboard, like I told you, it does have the full touch MPE technology built in, and it has a polyphonic aftertouch. If you guys just want to use the standard aftertouch or just regular polyphonic aftertouch, you can just push this button here and it allows you to switch between the aftertouch settings on the keyboard within that sound. So you can have a monophonic aftertouch. Like I told you, that's going to be all keys together. See, even though I'm just pushing this A flat down to trigger the aftertouch, it's giving aftertouch to all of the keys. All right, and then we have our general polyphonic aftertouch, like we said, where it's going to be individualized per key, but it's not the full touch MPE. And then, just to show you guys that the full touch MPE is not activated right now, listen to this. That's just normal aftertouch. But if I turn the Alt on, now it's in full touch MPE technology. So this button allows you to switch between the way the keyboard responds to the way you play it. So you see it makes for a lot more expressive playing when you trigger those parameters with your aftertouch on your keypad. Okay, now nobody's going to get really excited about these, but I still got to talk about them since they're on the keyboard. But we have our traditional pitch bend wheel that allows you to bend the pitch. And we also have our modulation wheel. Now these next two control sources are really cool, really cool. Now I know everybody has seen like the XY axis. I think everybody's probably seen the XY axis as far as modulation is concerned. The same like XY axis that we learned in school where we were plotting points. Well, that's kind of what this next control source makes me think of, but it's called the morphee pad. But if you think about an XY, like a diagram, X and then the XY makes the cross and you can plot in those four areas. Imagine being able to move your finger around that XY graph and modulating several parameters at the same time, depending on where your finger is in that XY graph. That's kind of what the morphee pad does. So you got this little pad here, and if you just imagine it, just like the XY pad, each area of it is going to be modulating multiple sometimes, or maybe sometimes just a single source when your finger goes across it. So let's say if I play this chord, I'm going to just place my finger on the pad, and I want you guys to watch how it responds to it. Pretty cool, huh? But we're going to take this performance controller just a little bit further. Not only can you go in all those directions as far as the XY pad is concerned, but it's also three-dimensional because we can push it down like this. And it responds to your touch. Watch. I'm sure you guys are going to have a whole lot of fun with that. I'm sure there's so many different ways to route different parameters to that, and you're modulating several sources at one time. So you can probably come up with some really cool sounds and shaping soundscapes while you're playing chords and just using this one little controller right here. This is called the morphee pad. All right, next, I have definitely seen ribbon controllers on keyboards before, but generally they're right here on this left side, somewhere close to your pitch bend or your mod wheel, usually like right over here. But if you don't know what we're looking for, this one will definitely get by you. You'll probably miss it. It's right here. There's just a little indentation in the keyboard right here, and you can use it to modulate your sounds as well. And it gives you a little hint as to what you should do with the ribbon on the screen. When you start touching it, see there's a little message that comes up that says tap. So that makes me want to just tap the ribbon and let's see what happens. That's the ribbon controller. Lots and lots of controller functions built into this keyboard. Everybody knows that's the good old arpeggiator. So you have an arpeggiator function right here built into the keyboard, and there's several different functions that you have as far as that's concerned. You've got the arp function that you can press to hold it. There is a rate knob. Let's see what that does. We also have a gate knob. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, these last two are pretty interesting too. Nothing new though, but they're still very interesting. This morph knob allows you to morph between two scenes within the same sound, sometimes creating a completely different sound. Listen to this. All right, so you can use that morph knob to make two different settings on within the same sound. You could play a sound and have it set on morph all the way to the left, and you could twist a bunch of things and change a bunch of parameters on your controller section here, and then turn it to B, the B side, or the completely to the right, and now you have a completely different configuration of that exact same sounds, depending on how you have your parameters set. All right, and then the last one is just your glide. So it's gonna be the portamento. Let's go to something different. Let's go to like, let's see. Well, that's the performance controllers for the Polybrute 12. We talked about the full touch MPE keybed. We talked about the morphee pad. We talked about the pitch bend wheel and the mod wheel. We've talked about the ARP section, and then we talked about the morphing between sounds as well as the glide. Oh, and the slider. All right, if you guys enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. It really helps the page out. And also, if you are interested in a keyboard like this, please click my link in the description. It'll take you to a page where you can check out the keyboard. And if you guys decide to buy it, that support goes a long way to help supporting my channel and helping me to continue to bring you guys great video content like this. So, guess I'll catch you on the next one. Later.